So we've moved into the main lodge, which would have been used for ceremonies and tribal gatherings. The archway in front of us, as a matter of fact, was put in place and used during a wedding just this last weekend, a beautiful celebration of two people's love. All the displays in the main lodge here reflect different points of their lives of the three affiliated tribes. And while this was a beautiful display for a wedding, a beautiful background for a wedding, not everything in the main lodge displayed here today is all beautiful. As a matter of fact, what we see here now is a picture of someone weeping. And that someone was George Dillette, the council chairman of the three affiliated tribes. As they were witnessing the signing, he weeps as A.J. Krug, the United States Secretary of Interior, signs the 1948 papers confirming the forced sale of 155,000 acres of the North Dakota reservation to flood them by the Garrison Dam and Reservoir. So some of the celebrations we saw here from a wedding, and I'm going to pan around and let you see this beautiful lodge. Hi guys. Where they're, as I understand, they were teaching about drying squash that you see here, and a little further around in the lodge, had visitors coming in. A little further around in the lodge, they were also drying some meat, teaching the young ones some of the ways it used to be. Now the three tribes, Mandan, Adasta, and Rikra, are the three affiliated tribes. And we'll fill in a little bit more, but I wanted you to see the inside of the main lodge as we, hopefully I'll run across Gary in a few minutes and share a little more history. Okay, so we talked about the lodge, and now Gary made it back. He had a lot of business to take care of today, and this is going to be handheld, so if I jump and shake around, hang on, fasten your seatbelt. You know, you told me this was one of the Rickrod chiefs, is that right?
Son of Star.
Son of Star.
Yeah, there was a movie out that was called Son of Star, and it was like episodes, and I haven't seen it lately.
Yes.
But this was several years ago, you know.
Okay.
And it was like a Morning Star movie or something like that. But yeah, this is Son of Star. He was a Rickrod chief. Was taken back in the late 1800s.
Wow.
Then we come over this way. This is a dog soldier. Dog soldier was he was kind of like a security of our camp.
Ah, okay.
And they would go out on battles.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, this done by one of our employees. He painted it. This is our symbol for our program, our tourism program, which we call the Mandan Hidalgo Rickrod Tribe Tourism Program. So this is of the Fort Berthold Reservation.
And now there's a museum, actually, it's Newtown?
Yes, actually it's right here,
Okay.
down the road here.
Just down the road, okay.
Yeah, it's just right in front of the casino. It's like an A-frame type.
All right, I want everybody to know where there is a museum close by where there's a lot more detail.
Yeah.
So who is this?
This was, his name was Roadmaker. There were says that he had 27 kills in his life. And you look at some of the stuff, it's, you know, probably Army issue to where he either fought the person or he was left on after a battle.
Right.
But he would, a lot of warriors said that they wanted to go on battle with him because he brought every warrior back after a battle.
Wow.
So he was a powerful man. So he was the type of person that, you know, they were so comfortable with.
And quite honestly, I don't think I would have wanted to run up on him somewhere just from the look on that face. My goodness. And moving along, we have...
This is a Hidalgo man. His name was Old Dog. This was taken back early 1900s. And so this was part of history of this guy. There's more history we're still we're figuring out. This is a Mandan buffalo dancer. They had a buffalo dance back, you know, it's like a spiritual deal that they used to do certain type of the seasons. I figured they probably did that when they were going on a buffalo hunt, you know, but not too sure, but somebody could probably quote me on that sometime. And, you know,
Okay, there's been a couple of things that looked like it was kind of fill in the blank. Is that because the oral history for the three tribes is kind of fragmented,
yeah,
or?
because they're just working things, details out, and
Right.
you know, they're hearing it from here, hearing it from this, you know,
Okay,
and they're like broken up so far as, you know, right now to figure out how the history actually went, you know. So
gotcha.
there's several stories.
I kind of got the feeling that maybe part of the oral history was fragmented.
And this was painted by also one of our employees,
Oh, that's beautiful.
you know.
That's beautiful.
And this is Wolf Chief Goodburn, and this is who they call Buffalo Bird Woman. So if you look in a lot of the history books, she was one that she had her own corn. They call it a Buffalo Bird Woman corn or squash.
Ah, okay.
And, so this picture was on the back, and this was taken back in 1912. So as old as she is, you know, she was really knowledgeable and passed on from that point on.
And so unlike many of our names today that are just given,
Yeah.
these names were earned. I know one of the young men that was here earlier today said he earned his name, Walks with Prayers,
Yeah.
and he's on his way trying to, I missed the actual title, when he turns 25.
Yeah. Then they get a second name, their adult name. You know, so there's two names given to you. You got your young when you're born, then you get one when you become an adult.
And when you become an adult, excuse me, that implies there's some of your childish foolishness gets put away. Is that right? Okay, because he was pretty clear that he still had a couple of more years before he had to become an adult.
Yeah.
Gee, that would be an interesting, refreshing change.
This is just some of the headdresses that they use nowadays when you go to powwows. You got your staff, you know, your breastplate, your hand drum, you know, and the headdresses that
Right.
they would use when they're dancing at their local powwows nowadays.
Okay.
And this is our Mandan, Pedotsa, Rikara symbols. This was chief forebears of Mandan, and this was also chief forebears of the Hidatsa people.
Okay.
So there was two forebears.
Ah.
One was a Mandan, and one was, but they also said that name also went to a European. They gave him that name, forebears,
Wow.
but never returned back.
Ah.
So that name is still carried on wherever he came.
Now, what would a European have to do to earn a name? Because that sounds like a
Well,
noble
he was
name.
probably here and learned their ways.
I see.
And stayed with the people, you know, probably stayed at a long period because there was no, you know, vehicles back then. If
Right.
you come in, you don't want to just leave right away. You know,
Right.
probably stay for a couple of years. And this is also Son of Star, Rikara Chief right here. Same picture.
Son of Stars.
Yeah, same thing, but he's sitting down here.
Yes.
And
Now-
this is right here.
Okay, I want to interrupt you for just a second. This caught my eye. This is almost the four colors,
Yeah,
but not quite.
yeah, you're missing the white.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that, or?
Not really. Well, some people say that the colors represented a certain type of prayer that you should use. I was told at one time was the red was like if you did your red tobacco ties and stuff, and it would represent that you needed help. You know, let my spirits help me out if you're in desperate need. The yellow kind of represented, you know, things that you have, you're grateful. And then there's usually at the end there's like two whites. One is you're giving thanks for the things that you have, and then the other white was giving thanks for your health. But I can't remember what the black
Right,
represented because
It caught my eye, and I noticed that one was missing.
Yeah.
I was just curious. So, and you have a whole table full of
Yeah.
things here.
you know, it's just stuff with things that people, you know, beadwork that they do, and you know, get the rattle.
Right.
This right here is actually a game.
I was going to ask, is that a child's game?
Yeah, it's not they still play today, but it's an old game. It's called a hand game, and everybody gets equal amount, but there's more. and this is your winning stick. So if you got to this one, you got this person, and you won this, then you won. But it can go for half hour, it can go for hours, but you got two of these, and you gotta hold them, and then you gotta pick which one, like you call for the stripe. And if you pick this one, you got their stick. And then they keep singing like this, and then if they pick it, they get a stick, and they get
It's their turn.
Their turn.
All right, that sounds like
it's a fun game.
Oh, it is. That sounds like it'd be a great game. And we see some horns and some additional rattles, and I'm guessing a
Cradle board.
A cradle board.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Very nice. I love it.
And this is your staff. Another.
Let me back up a little bit so we can see all of it. Okay.
Another shield. Then you got your staff.
And that was a modern day appliance
Yeah.
telling me my cell phone just died.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it's dead.
But this is the typical their weapons that they used to use, your breastplate, your bow and arrows. You have your stone hammer, in battles.
Right. And the breastplate in that day, when the weapons were knives and bows and arrows, very typical of what we would consider to be bulletproof vest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Gary, I appreciate you taking the time to walk around and give me a little history of things. And come visit. Give me a few days to get it done, and we'll get it up there, brother.
Okay.
Thank